What if Goku trained Deku? Chapter 11. Chapter 11. After the cavalry battle, Todoroki brought Deku one side to talk. "I'm going to beat you," said Todoroki. "Whoa, what? Where did this come from all of a sudden?" asked Deku. "I'm going to beat you and prove to my father I don't need his damn fire quirk. If I can beat someone who grows as rapidly as you, then I will show him that I can do anything with my ice," said Todoroki. "Why do you refuse to use your flames?" asked Deku. "My father is a scumbag. He's so driven for the goal of beating All Might and becoming the number one that he married my mother to make me. He abused her so much that she mentally broke, and one day she poured boiling water on my face. From that day on, I swore never to use my flames," said Todoroki. Deku was shocked. He had no idea that Todoroki had been through that. "It's almost fate," said Todoroki. Deku looked at Todoroki confused. "I'm the son of the number 2 hero, and you have All Might in your corner from before you started going to UA. What are you to him? His secret love child or something?" asked Todoroki. Deku's jaw hit the floor. What? No, it's nothing like that," said Deku, surprised. "Come on, your quirks are so similar, and the way he cares for you and trains you. It's more than just a teacher, it's something else." Deku was starting to freak out. What could he say to get Todoroki off his back? "Well, whatever. I don't care either way. Just know I will defeat you," said Todoroki. Todoroki walked off, leaving Deku very confused. Deku then walked back into the arena. "Hey Midori," said Ojiro. Ojiro ran over to Deku. "I got some intel about your opponent. Don't talk to him." What do you mean?" asked Deku. "I don't know what it is, but when I spoke to him, it was like I fell asleep and woke up after everything was over," said Ojiro. "Thanks, I'll keep that in mind," said Deku. Deku walked off to the changing rooms and prepared for his fight. Shinzo from the business course. Can't lower my guard," said Deku. Finally, the wait was over and Deku walked out into the stadium. "Our first fight will be between Izuku Midoriya from the hero course and Hitoshi Shinzo from the business course," said President Mike. "What did that guy say to you? He's such an idiot," said Shinzo. Deku gritted his teeth. He knew this guy was trying to antagonize him. "Begin," said President Mike. Quick as a flash, Deku chucked a ki blast straight at Shinzo, blasting him out of the arena. Deku then walked over, giving him a hand up. "I'm sorry, but I can't lose today," said Deku. "And the winner of the first match is Izuku Midoriya," said President Mike. The crowd erupted in excitement. It wasn't a long fight, but it still showed off Deku's power and built up their hype for the rest of the competition. However, Vegeta was less impressed. "Seriously? Is this even going to be a challenge for him?" said Vegeta. "Oh, it might be. There are several strong people in that class. I've got my eye on too," said Goku. "Let's hope you're right," said Vegeta. "The next fight will be Shoto Todoroki versus Hunter Zero." The 2 hero course students stepped onto the field. "Begin," said President Mike. Before anyone could say anything, Todoroki filled the stadium with ice, completely covering Zero. "Zero, are you immobilized?" asked Midnight. "Obviously," said Zero, frozen in ice. "And the winner of the second match is Shoto Todoroki. Next up is Denki Kaminari versus Ibara Shiozaki," said President Mike. Denki was quickly defeated as Deku sat in the changing rooms with Uraraka. I have to fight Bakugo," said Uraraka. "You can do it, I believe in you," said Deku. "Thanks, Deku," said Uraraka. They hugged and then she walked out. "I wish I could have helped her more," said Deku. Deku walked out of the changing rooms and set off towards the stands, but was stopped by Endeavor. "Ah, there you are. It looks like you'll be fighting my Shoto next. This will be the first hurdle in his training to defeat All Might. Don't take your defeat too hard," said Endeavor. "Oh, I'm not going to lose today. And don't get the wrong idea. Todoroki isn't fighting for your dream," said Deku. Deku walked off, leaving Endeavor shocked. When Deku arrived in the stands, it was just about time for Uraraka's fight to begin. "Next up is Ochako Uraraka versus Katsuki Bakugo," said President Mike. Bakugo and Uraraka walked out into the arena. "Begin," said President Mike. Uraraka leapt at Bakugo. Her only goal was to make him float. However, before Uraraka could close the gap, she was blasted away by Bakugo. Deku gritted his teeth. He hated watching this. She was at such a massive disadvantage. Even if she could make him float, Bakugo was a master at moving through the air and would quickly adapt. Uraraka kept pushing, running in again and again, and getting blasted away again and again. Every hit made Deku's blood boil. "What's this feeling?" said Deku. Eventually Uraraka fell. Her final attack had failed, and she was too injured to continue. "And the winner is Bakugo," said President Mike. As soon as President Mike said that, Deku flew down and picked up Uraraka. He then flew over to Recovery Girl. "Huh, he really cares for that girl. She's got so much drive. Interesting," said Goku internally. After a little while, the other first round fights had finished, and it was time to start the second round. Deku stood up from his chair next to Uraraka's medical bed, and she grabbed his arm. "Good luck, Deku," she said weakly. Deku gave her a thumbs up and a 3. Deku walked out of the arena to thunderous applause. The first match will be Midoriya versus Todoroki. Both of these lads have made quite an impact today. "Now, begin," said the President Mike. Instantly, Todoroki shot out a massive ball of ice, and Deku flew up to avoid it. As soon as he cleared the ice wall, he flew straight at Todoroki. As he flew, he gathered a ki blast in each hand. Todoroki launched another wall of ice at Deku, but was destroyed using a ki blast. He was closing the distance between them fast. Deku accelerated and got ready to kick Todoroki, intent on sending him out the arena. However, just before he made contact, Todoroki formed an ice pillar in front of Deku. It engulfed Deku's leg, slowly spreading up his body. "Give up, you've lost," said Todoroki. Deku didn't reply, he simply closed his eyes. There was a brief pause, and then the ice exploded off Deku. Todoroki was thrown to the floor. He looked up and saw Deku walking towards him covered in emerald aura. "Oh, that's awesome. He's using his ki aura to shatter the ice. Good work," said Goku. Todoroki sprang to his feet, throwing ice wall after ice wall at Deku, but he simply blasted them away. Deku leapt at Todoroki, punching him in the gut, sending him to the floor. "Your body is covered in ice. You could stop that if you use your flames," said Deku. "Never," said Todoroki. "Damn it. It's your power, not his. Be the hero you want to be. If you want to lose right now, then go ahead and do nothing, but a hero should never surrender," said Deku. Deku got a ki blast ready and aimed it at Todoroki. "Midoriya." Todoroki stood up and was engulfed in flames. "You should have beaten me when you had the chance." Todoroki fired a pillar of flames at Deku, forcing Deku to counter with a ki blast. Both of them were thrown back. Todoroki was almost eliminated, but caught himself with some ice. Deku was also almost thrown out, but resisted by flying at full power. Todoroki stood up, firing another flame blast at Deku. Deku rolled to the side, narrowly avoiding the flames, and launched towards Todoroki. Deku was closing fast, and Todoroki knew that he was in trouble. He formed an ice wall in front of Deku, but it was instantly smashed. Todoroki was backed into a corner. In a moment of desperation, he activated both sides of his quirk at the same time. This caused a massive explosion because of the sudden change in temperature. Wind, fire and ice flew all around the arena and kicked up dust. "What's happening? I can't see," said the spectators. Everyone focused to see what was happening. Through the dust, fire and ice, they could see a faint glow of green. In the middle of the arena, Deku knelt, with his blade stabbed into the ground. "Huh, I was almost blown away by that," said Deku. Todoroki saw this and fired everything at Deku. Fire and ice, no holding back. A tsunami of ice and fire closed in on Deku. But Deku didn't panic. He simply closed his eyes and concentrated. Blade sucked back into his arm and disappeared. "What's he doing?" said the audience. "Do it, kid," said Goku. Deku's eyes snapped open. The ice wall was inches from his face. He fired a blast straight down, launching himself straight up, narrowly avoiding the attack. He flew high into the air, then stopped, looking down at the stadium. Deku gathered his ki and flew down at full speed. "Faster! I need to be faster!" said Deku. Deku fired 2 beams out of his hands to give himself a speed boost. As the spectators looked up at him, they could see what looked like a green missile. "Faster!" yelled Deku. Deku fired out even more ki, and the whole stadium shook with the force of the sonic boom. Todoroki formed an ice wall to defend him, but it was instantly destroyed. Deku spun around, and now was launching a massive punch towards Todoroki. Dust engulfed the arena. What happened?" asked the audience. As the dust cleared, the result became clear. Todoroki was slumped, unconscious, against the outer wall of the arena. "And the winner is Midoriya!" yelled Present Mike. The crowd erupted. Somewhere in the crowd, Endeavor let out a scream of anger and stormed off. Meanwhile, Deku flew over to Todoroki, formed a small ki blast, pushing it into Todoroki's chest. Todoroki woke up. What did you do? Asked Todoroki. I gave you a little bit of my energy to get you on your feet, said Deku. Deku gave Todoroki a hand up, and this made the crowd erupt again. What sportsmanship! I'm so impressed, yelled the audience. Good fight, man. That was tough, said Deku. Todoroki turned away, but stopped. I will beat you next time, said Todoroki. Better try, said Deku. They smiled at each other and walked off. Deku went back to the seating area, as he wasn't too injured, whereas Deku went to the recovery pool for healing. Deku got back to the seating area and was met by many confused and impressed looks from his classmates. Wow, that was insane, said Uraraka. Thanks, said Deku. You better make it to the final. I want to crush you myself, said Bakugo. Yeah, I'll make it. Don't worry about me, said Deku. Deku sat down and took a deep breath. He used a lot of energy in that last fight. Deku continued to watch the tournament. He was very impressed with the rest of his class, but eventually it was time for his next fight. The first fight of the quarterfinal will be Izuku Midoriya versus Tenya Ida, said Present Mike. The two students walked out and faced each other. Smiling, they got ready to face off. Begin! Deku and Ida leapt at each other. 10%! Yelled Deku. Reciprocal burst! Yelled Ida. Both of them accelerated massively, clashing in the center of the arena. They ran around the arena, going faster and faster. Whenever they clashed, no one could tell who was winning. They ran at each other over and over again, and Deku jumped up to knee Ida in the face. This was barely dodged by Ida, but he lost his balance and fell onto the ground. Deku saw this and flew at Ida, forcing him down to the ground. Deku stood with his foot on Ida's chest and with a keyblade in his hand. You fought well. Now surrender, said Deku. How did you beat me at speed, when that's my speciality? Okay, you win, said Ida. Deku took his foot off Ida and gave him a hand up. Ida surrenders, so Deku is on to the finals, said Present Mike. Good job, kid. You're doing so well, said All Might. Goku instant transmissioned behind All Might. Hey All Might, what do you think of the kid? Asked Goku. It's insane. He's grown so much, said All Might. I know, right? The kid is a natural. I wish the room of spirit of time existed in this world, said Goku. The what? Asked All Might. Don't worry about it. Do you think he can win? Asked Goku. He certainly has a solid chance. However, young Bakugo is very strong, said All Might. Good. He needs someone to push him. How are the sensory plants coming along? Said Goku. They seem to be growing well. The instructions say that it should be ready by the end of the month, said All Might. That's good. Okay, I should be getting back. I think the match is about to start, said Goku. Deku was in the change room, doing some stretches when Goku teleported in. This is gonna be tough. You ready? Asked Goku. I don't know, said Deku. That's not the attitude I want, said Goku. Right. Yeah, I'm ready, said Deku. I didn't hear you, said Goku. I'm ready. I'm gonna win, said Deku confidently. That's more like it, buddy, said Goku. Goku ruffled Deku's hair. Do us proud, said Goku. Goku teleported out the room as Present Mike came over the speakers. Izuku Midoriya and Katsuki Bakugo, please make your way to the field, said Present Mike. Deku took a deep breath and walked out. When he stepped onto the field, the crowd erupted in tears and shouts. This made Deku blush a bit. He used his ability to sense ki and found Goku, Vegeta and his mum. He then shot a thumbs up in their direction. Across the arena, he saw Bakugo walking up. Deku's heart began beating faster and faster. The stadium fell silent as the two fighters faced off. The klaxon sounded. Begin! Yelled Present Mike. Instantly, Bakugo launched at Deku, firing a massive blast at him. It hit Deku hard in the chest, sending him back, but Deku started flying and hovered in the air. Deku darted down towards Bakugo, but was met by a massive explosion. This threw Deku to the ground. Huh, still weak, said Bakugo. Damn it, I wanted to beat him without one for all, and just use ki, but I guess that is impossible, said Deku internally. 1 for all, 5%. Deku's aura grew, and Goku looked at him confused. Why didn't he use 1 for all? Oh, Bakugo is the kid who bullied him for being quirkless, so he must have wanted him to beat him without a quirk. That's really rude, kid, said Goku internally. Goku laughed at himself as the fight continued. Deku powered up and leapt at Bakugo. He's faster, said Bakugo. Deku came in for a massive spin kick. Bakugo went to block it, but was met with a ki blast to the face. It wasn't very powerful, but it was fast and stunned Bakugo long enough for a kick to land. It connected with Bakugo's ribs, sending him spinning to the side. Bakugo got up just in time to dodge an axe kick. Deku's kick missed Bakugo by a fraction of a centimeter and slammed him to the ground. Out of instinct, Bakugo blasted Deku with a full power blast. Deku was thrown across the arena as Bakugo held his arm in pain. "Damn it, I made that blast too powerful," yelled Bakugo. Deku got to his feet and clicked his neck. I guess I can't keep playing around. I have to take this seriously now," said Deku. Bakugo looked at Deku with intense anger. "Don't you dare hold back against me. I'll kill you if you do," said Bakugo. Deku smiled and powered up to 10%. "Are you ready to continue?" asked Deku. Bakugo didn't respond, instead launching at Deku at full speed with an explosion in his hand. In response, Deku flew at Bakugo with a ki blast. The two blasts collided, blasting back at their owners, but they didn't let up. Blast after blast, they attacked each other. Whenever Deku formed a ki blast, Bakugo countered with an explosion. Eventually, Bakugo got annoyed and let out another massive explosion to blow Deku away. Deku was blown away, but he landed on his feet. There was a brief pause as the two caught their breath. They circled each other around the arena. They both knew that the person who makes the first move will be at a disadvantage. No one spoke in the entire arena. Vegeta, who had been getting pretty bored up to now, was starting to get interested. Deku focused and sensed Bakugo's ki. He could feel the energy building in his hands. "So, he plans on blowing me away with one big attack, any moment now," said Deku internally. Suddenly, Bakugo shot forward. Like a bullet out of a gun, he tore across the arena and launched a massive explosion at Deku. However, he had missed. Deku flew up and at the last moment narrowly avoided getting roasted. Deku flew into the sky and looked down at the stadium. He gathered his ki and began to fire ki blast rapid fire out of his hands. The entire stage was about to be covered in ki blasts. Bakugo, thinking fast, let out a massive ki blast out of his hands. The explosion tore through the ki blasts, but also wasn't great for Bakugo. He grabbed hold of his arm and flinched in pain. Every time he used one of those big blasts, it did serious damage to his arm. "I need to end this quickly," growled Bakugo. Bakugo shot up in the air to face Deku. As he rose, Deku shot ki blast after ki blast at him, but Bakugo either countered them or dodged them. Bakugo flew up faster and faster. As he climbed, he used a stun grenade to blind Deku, and he managed to grab hold of Deku's ankle. Before Deku could recover, Bakugo fired a blast straight up, sending the two of them careening into the ground. Deku managed to get to his feet and held out his hand towards Bakugo to blast him out of the arena. When Deku was about to fire, Bakugo shot forward too fast for Deku to react and grabbed hold of his wrist. He then used an explosion to jump over Deku, pulling his arm out of its socket. Deku howled in pain and booted Bakugo in the chest. Bakugo was thrown away as Deku fell down to his knees and gripped his leg. "Damn it, he lost control and went up to 20% for that brief moment," said Goku. Slowly, Deku got to his feet. His arm hung loosely at his side, and he couldn't put any weight on one of his legs. On the other side of the battlefield, Bakugo got to his feet as well. He gripped his chest, wheezing. "This fight has gone too far. We should end this before anyone gets too hurt," said Midnight. "No, don't end the fight. I need to win," said both Deku and Bakugo at the same time. Both Deku and Bakugo looked at each other. "You always looked down on me, didn't you?" "You think I'm weak," yelled Bakugo. "What are you talking about? I've never thought you were weak. You're my image of strength. You helped drive me to greater power," yelled Deku. Bakugo was shocked to hear this, but he didn't lower his guard. "That's why I want to beat you, 'cause you're amazing," yelled Deku. For the briefest moment, Bakugo lost his focus. Deku noted this and zipped forward, getting right in front of Bakugo. Before Bakugo could react, Deku launched an uppercut into Bakugo's gut. Bakugo was launched into the air. However, Bakugo didn't falter. He used an explosion to propel himself down and aimed an axe kick into Deku's head. It narrowly missed, but kicked dust into Deku's eyes. "Damn it, I can't see. Good thing I've got a backup," said Deku. Deku began to sense ki, just in time to sense a fist coming for his face. It collided with his nose, destroying the cartilage. Deku kicked back in return, but Bakugo dodged it, and grabbed hold of Deku's dislocated left arm. He then began to repeatedly punch Deku in the wrist with his right hand. "Damn it," yelled Deku. Deku thought fast and fired a ki blast out of his dislocated arm. It caught Bakugo in his chest, sending him to the ground. It also forced Deku down. "Damn it, I didn't have proper ki flowing through it. Oh, that hurt like hell," yelled Deku. Slowly the two got back to their feet, but barely. "Oh god, how are these two still standing? This is insane," yelled Present Mike over the mic. "It's time to finish this," yelled both of them. Bakugo blasted himself into the air and began to rapidly rotate, gathering all the explosion energy in his hand. Deku also jumped away. He took a deep breath and gathered his ki. This attack was meant to be used with 2 hands, but I guess one will do. Deku formed a ki blast in his hand and pumped every last drop of the ki he could muster into it. Just a little more. He then forced the ki blast to shrink, condensing its power. Deku's hand shook. He pulled his arm back. He was ready. Bakugo shot forward, unleashing all the stored energy. "Howitzer impact!" yelled Bakugo. Deku thrust his arm forward and fired his attack. "Rampage cannon!" yelled Deku. The 2 gigantic attacks engulfed the arena. The wall of explosions rapidly closed in on the glowing spear of energy. Both fighters screamed, putting their all into their attacks. The blast collided, sending smoke and rubble all over the arena. The stadium fell silent for what seemed like hours, even though it was only a few seconds. Eventually, however, the silence was lifted, and Deku's blast pierced Bakugo's explosion and collided with him. A thick cloud of dust was thrown all over the stadium. Whoa, what the hell happened?" yelled the audience. The dust finally cleared, and the match was over. Deku stood in the arena, whereas Bakugo was laying on the grass outside. "And the winner is Izuku Midoriya!" yelled President Mike. Deku put his thumb up to the crowd again, and then passed out. He'd used up all his energy. Bakugo got to his feet and saw Deku unconscious in the arena. "Damn that nerd, he's not even strong enough to stand after a victory," yelled Bakugo. Bakugo walked off to get healed. He was in so much pain. In the crowd, which was now recovering from the roller coaster of a battle, sat Goku, Vegeta and Inko. "Oh, he did it! He won!" cried Inko. "Yeah, he did. I'm seriously impressed," said Goku. He could have done better. He let his guard down too much," said Vegeta. Deku was transported to the Recovery Girl by All Might, and she wasn't happy to see Deku again. "Seriously, All Might, why do you keep letting your successor get beat to hell? He's got a dislocated arm, a broken nose, a couple of broken ribs, who knows what else? I think he's even got a stress fracture in his leg," said Recovery Girl. I'm sorry, I pushed him too hard," yelled All Might. "Yelled All Might?" said All Might. "You should be. Well, at least none of it looks like it'll be permanent." "Now, how long is it till the awards ceremony?" said Recovery Girl. 1 hour. I think the principal was giving the public a chance to get some food," said All Might. At that moment, Bakugo limped into the medical room. "Oh my, get on the other bed. I'll take care of you," said Recovery Girl. After a quick examination, Recovery Girl found that Bakugo had splintered his right forearm and completely broken his left from overuse of his quirk. He'd also suffered from several broken ribs. "And this is why I hate the sports festival. It's barbaric," said Recovery Girl. Recovery Girl kissed both of the boys, healing most of their injuries. "Bakugo, your arm's going to need to be in cast for a few days, and Midoriya, the same goes for your leg. Now, go on, go get your medals," said Recovery Girl. Bakugo and Deku walked out of the medical centre and back to the stadium. "I'll get stronger than you," said Bakugo. Deku smiled. "Then I'll just have to get stronger than that." "Damn it, you idiot, that's not how that works. I already said that I'll get stronger than you," said Bakugo. "Yeah, and I'll get stronger than that," said Deku. Bakugo was angry, but smiled. They had finally become proper rivals. They arrived at the stadium and took their places on the podiums. In 3rd place we have Tokoyami and Ida, who isn't here for personal reasons. Deku's ears perked up. "Where is Ida?" said Deku internally. All Might put the medals around Tokoyami's neck and hugged him. "You did very well, young man," said All Might. All Might then walked over to Bakugo. In 2nd place we have Katsuki Bakugo. All Might put the medal around Bakugo's neck and gently hugged him, careful not to hurt his arms. "I was very impressed with your tenacity and power today." "Keep it up, young man," said All Might. All Might walked over to Deku, and a massive smile spread across his face. "And in 1st place, your champion, Izuku Midoriya," said All Might. The crowd screamed and cheered as the medal was draped across his neck. "I'm so proud of you," said All Might. All Might hugged Deku. Too tight, choked Deku. "Oh, I'm sorry," said All Might, laughing. All Might let go of Deku and raised his arm in a sign of victory. The crowd screamed out one more time. End of chapter 11.